Watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
Welcome back. The snow we've had this month may seem like a lot, but Craig Wirth says it's nothing compared to the storm of 1993 when much of northern Utah was simply snowbound. Houses actually collapsed and people did the craziest things to get the snow off of their roofs. It's tonight's Worth Watching.
Well, this is how Salt Lake City has looked this week. I know folks are saying, yeah, we've had lots of snow and cold, but 30 years ago this weekend, oh, it was a humdinger among all humdingers. Like any good horror story, the snowstorm started one dark and stormy night. The nightmare continued as a foggy day. Troopers knew they were in for it. Semi-trucks were jackknifed. Cars were tires up. One was in a tree, another in a shed. But most drivers seemed to just park in snowbanks, except for the one who drove into the lake. The Deseret News made the storm headline stuff. But the worst appeared to be over. No. Then the fog rolled in again, and dozens of cars became one mess of metal on I-84.
We had a couple cars collide, and then it was just a chain reaction from that point.
The airport got its first of 23 inches that would fall over 5 days, and 50 inches that month. At least some planes got away. The city pulled out something that they called the Dinosaur, a 30-year-old snow loader that hadn't been used in nary 9 years. Now by the third day, the fun was wearing off. People started looking for their walks, their mailboxes, and hydrants. Yes, by January 9th, it wasn't looking so good. The cute little snowman said 54 inches. The snowstorm was so big, even the Elvis stamp that was issued that day didn't make the lead story. Everyone and their dog was on edge. Troopers were no longer amused at working around the clock.
We've had 4 troopers injured. We've had 17 patrol cars damaged.
This is probably not Utah's best example of good driving. Now, halfway through the 5-day storm, Governor Levitt said it was just a royal mess out there and time to go home.
We authorized the closure of state government for the balance of the day.
Okay, it was getting old. And guess what? There was more and more snow. The word emergency was used a lot. Now the city and county were in trouble fighting the mess. They had spent $8 million in snow removal.
Most all the areas are working 16-hour shifts right now trying to keep the roads open.
We've taxed the suppliers for sand and salt to the maximum, particularly salt.
And guess what? More and more snow.
We're starting to get equipment breakdowns.
And now people, plows, and cars were running out of room. The walls of snow were coming in on the city. By January 11th, yep, a record. Oh, swell. Now there was another problem. Yeah, this just kept getting worse and worse. Roofs were collapsing. Houses were collapsing from the snow. Carports were collapsing. Bricks were breaking. My goodness, you could actually watch your house fall down piece by piece. Well, this put people on roofs all over town. They had the darndest devices to remove snow, and they even put the old snowblower on the roof. You don't really see this as a recommended use. For what goes up usually comes down, especially on ice and snow on a pitch roof. It was not a swell idea. You know, you don't expect to see the words snowblower and roofs in the same sentence in a newspaper. No, not a good combination. Yes, young whippersnappers, that was the storm of storms. Not even words could describe it. The Tribune summed it up. Enough already. Yep, as you can see, it's really not been all that bad this week, has it? Craig Wirth, ABC4 News.
Yeah, and a reminder to everyone out there, I don't think it needs to be said, but please keep your snow blowers off of your roofs.
I remember we had to hoist one onto my grandma's roof in North Ogden because it was one of those flat roofs. And yeah, that was the year they just had mounds of snow. So yeah, fun times. Yeah, fortunately, it's just in the mountains we're seeing all that snow, Rick. We've got mounds and piles of snow. Another foot of snow. This is Deer Valley. It was reported in the last 24 hours. So some fresh tracks you can see from the hilltop or the summit there. We have more snow in the forecast. I wanted to show you real quick. Alta reported 23 inches of snow in the last 24 hours. That puts them at 395 inches season to date. So far we've surpassed the winter of 17 and 18 and 14 and 15. So 20, 14 and 15. And we're well on our way to hit the average of 538 inches. We typically see another 271 inches from February to April alone. And so we're, yeah, well on our way to at least hit the average amount of snowfall this season. Nice to see all the snow pile up in the mountain regions. Current conditions, again, a little bit of a south breeze. We are seeing quieter weather across much of northern, the entire state, in fact, with a lot of the moisture having moved out. There's still a few lingering showers. 38 degrees is where we're sitting at. Southeast winds at 6 miles an hour, feeling like 33 with that southeast breeze. So as one storm winds down, another one's on the way in for tomorrow, and we now have winter storm related alerts in effect for southwest portions of Utah, a winter storm warning. The mountain area is expected to get clobbered with snow, another 12 to 24 inches over at least the south mountains. Could see isolated amounts up to 28 inches. Northern and central mountain areas could see 6 to 12 inches. The southern valleys 4 to 8 in Cedar City and in Beaver. And the south central valley or the central valleys should see anywhere from 2 to 5 inches where we have the winter weather advisory in effect. And again, these all begin tomorrow at 11 o'clock and will continue through Wednesday morning through about 5 o'clock on Wednesday as the storm system continues to work its way through. So plan on increasing moisture across the southwest corner of the state overnight into tomorrow morning. As we head out, northern Utah is pretty quiet. In fact, we're expecting showers to arrive throughout the afternoon and evening. So moisture will spread in from the north or the south to the north. And we will see rain, or if not a rain snow mix initially. But as the storm system rotates through, it looks like it'll bring cold enough air down to see rain over to snow across the northern areas as we get into Tuesday morning. Might have some minor accumulations. The bulk of the precipitation will fall, as I mentioned, in the central and southern part of the state, with just some light accumulations up north. A break on Wednesday, and yet another storm system will arrive as we get into Thursday. So kind of breaking down what we expect for snow potential. Again, the heaviest amounts over the southern mountain areas. Some of the central mountains could see, again, a decent amount as well. Generally a foot, maybe some isolated amounts slightly higher than that. In the upper Cottonwoods, just south of I-80, the Wasatch Ranges could see a decent amount of moisture as well, at least a good 6 to 12 inches, maybe even up to 15 in some areas. So plan on rain for MLK Day across southern Utah, 48. So the lower Washington County area not included in the winter storm warning, but the higher mountain areas, the Pine Valley Mountains, should do really well with this next batch of weather coming through. 43 on Tuesday, showers expected to continue. Partly cloudy on Wednesday, 43, 40 on Thursday, possibly a wintry mix as temperatures are in the upper 20s overnight. 40 degrees on Friday with upper 30s and low 40s into the weekend as well. Looking at the Wasatch Front, about 42. Rain, snow showers into the afternoon, over to light snow showers into Tuesday morning. Might impact Tuesday morning's drive. Could see another bit of weather Thursday. Some chances of snow, breezy winds, mid-30s for highs. Notice the temperatures. We struggle to get to freezing on Friday, below freezing highs on Saturday. Plan on temperatures near 33 degrees on Sunday. Snow showers could continue into next week. So we've got more storms lined up with this active weather pattern. Nothing quite like Craig has shown us with that big storm in 94, 95. Is that what it was? I remember the mounds of snow on the sides of the driveway. It was hard to even put it places. So
1993.
93, 94. That's what it was.
30 years ago this month.